Hey, let's start with your OnlyFans journey. A quick story. When did you join and why did you join?
I started when my daughter was first born, and I was out of work and there was no way for me to make any extra money. I had a little baby. I had her by myself. I didn't have any support from family or anything like that. I had a baby alone. And I was just like, holy shit, I'm going to starve. And then a good friend of mine who actually works at YouTube,
Okay.
he was like, you need to get into breastfeeding videos. This is before they banned them from YouTube. He was like, you need to get into it. Like, literally, you're breastfeeding. How much are you breastfeeding? I'm like, all day. And he was like, great, throw a camera on. So I initially started making breastfeeding videos. I'm telling you, like, I think I look back now because my daughter is like older now. Like, when they're babies, they're just these little lumps. Like, they're not really, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing was sexy about the videos I was making. I was literally just filming breastfeeding, like how to use a breast pump, like really boring ass videos that were not cute. But, I have a great pair of tits, and that, obviously, there's every fetish in the world, especially in the United States, the home of the pervert. And it's the international home of the pervert is the United States. I don't give a shit what people say. You can go toe to toe. I mean, the numbers show it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, anyway, I sold the shit out of those videos. I was making like $1,500 a video. This was pre OnlyFans. And then I was still doing the videos. I went back to work. My company started up again. Everything kind of like I was able to get two hands on a keyboard and I could start doing more work. I was still making the videos because they were just such good money for nothing, like hand expression. And then from there, it moved into other stuff because obviously I stopped breastfeeding at some point. I mean, my daughter became a real human, not just a lump, right? So, it wasn't, and she stopped breastfeeding. So I wasn't making those videos anymore. And then it was like bikini stuff. And then when the pandemic happened, it was super funny because I used to always say, well, I love doing these videos because it gives me the security. Like, there's always money in the banana stand, like that whole thing from Arrested Development where he's like, there's always money in the banana stand. It's like, there's always money in the banana stand. So I liked having the security. And then when the pandemic happened, I mean, which obviously was about killing small business.
Yep.
I lost my small business. I had a YouTube channel. I lost my YouTube channel. And I was like, and OnlyFans was there. And there were so many jokes online about like, oh, girls are just showing their tits in the pandemic. And I thought, fucking smoke them if you got them. Like, let's go.
Let's pause for 1 second because I want people to sort of like understand the complete journey. So when you first started OnlyFans, like what were you at? What was your like? Did it hit the ground running straight away? I mean, was there any sort of like?
No, I think I made like $250 my first month.
Okay.
So when I started, I was like, I just want to see steady growth. And that's it. Okay. I don't give a shit if I made like I started with $250 a month, but I think I made like one video and 15 photos or something, and I was like, great, okay, that's my starting point. So next month I want to see more than 250 for the same work. That was the idea, was exponential growth on the same work. And in the beginning, that's all I saw. So it was like, and it was exponential. So it was like 250, 500. I mean, I'm rounding the numbers off to make it easy. 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000. That's kind of how it went.
Okay, cool.
And then I hit.
How long would you say it took to get like, most people would say like $1,500 a month would probably be like, how long would you say
3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
Because it happened pretty fast for you though.
What I noticed but you know why things don't happen fast for people who come in and say, it's because they have no fucking work ethic, period. That's it. That's the whole key to life.
I've noticed that as well. I've noticed, and one of the sort of faults that I'm seeing in a lot of young girls that are doing OnlyFans is like they say to me, look, can you help me out with my account? And I have a look at it. They're doing shout outs with other girls that, not being funny, that are, a little bit better than them. And I'm like, what you're doing is you're just basically giving free advertisement from your client. You had 300 subs, they were happy. And then all of a sudden your subs have gone. And where do you think they've gone? They've gone to this new girl that you shared on there. So I'm like, why are you sharing girls on your platform? And especially girls that are like, a little bit more easy on the eyes, being nicely about it.
And did it for a month on my own to see where everything was again. I was also thinking the same thing, like, why am I doing SFS with people? First of all these women are writing to me because I have a bigger account than them.
Yep.
and they want my people. But some of these women, clearly their kids are grown, which means they have time to be shooting, to be getting dressed, to be doing makeup and lighting and buying nice lingerie. I mean, I live in a little beach town. Like luckily, you know, I live in a sweaty little beach town. There's roosters and stuff. Like, I don't have that luxury that they have, right? And then I'm like, wait, why am I posting these things?
Honestly, it drives me crazy when I see girls doing it. Like, I mean, fair enough if you're on the up and coming, but when you're established at a solid rate, all that I'm telling you now, I know for a fact girls, if you want to do this, this is a tip for you girls. If you want to do it,
It's a great tip.
If you find a girl on OnlyFans that's I don't know, maybe been on there a while and she's a bit easy on the eye, or whatever, or maybe you're a little bit better on the eye than her. You literally go into their account and you follow all their friends and you will take all their clients. That's how a lot of girls are doing it. So you have to be very careful of that, you know. That's happening a lot.
Well, I had a private account for a long time for that reason. It still goes really well on private. Another thing that I think what I have noticed, like, I mean, I have a background in marketing, which, I mean, I've been out of it for so long that like everything's changed so much. But another thing that I've noticed is that it's always the exact same strategy, which is the mass market strategy, right? Everybody's using the same strategy that like Coca-Cola or McDonald's uses, which is cast your net wide and just go by the numbers. So if I get 1 million impressions, 10% of that or even 1% of that might sign up, right? This is the idea.
Yeah.
Well, what if you're not McDonald's?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking McDonald's. It's $25 a month to be with me, right? And so it's really difficult. Like, girls have to understand that it's not one size fits all. Like, for instance, if you are a big woman, there is so much money on the internet for big women or women with anything kind of weird, like I don't know, like if you have a prosthetic limb, like whatever it is, like if you've got something different, right? Like really, truly different than the others, there is so much money for you out there because there's crazy niche market money because you are a niche, but you can't market McDonald's style marketing if you're serving a very like rare, like if you're serving like iguana. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody wants to try iguana. Right? So you have to market because the people that do want to try it will always come to you. The people that love it, they can't get it at McDonald's. They can't get it anywhere else. So you have to start thinking that way. And I've noticed that there's so many people have said to me, oh, you have to be on all the platforms. And I'm like, bullshit, I do.
No,
that's not true.
No, you don't,
and the thing is each time you add a platform, you add work to your desk, right? You're doing the same amount of work on a new platform. So if that platform's not bringing you in double the money, you're still doing double the work. So you have to think about it. Like, I think people are not strategic anymore, and it shows.
I think what it is, people are just like, they hear all the rumors, girls, OnlyFans women are making so much money and they just think they can jump in, dive in, and it's going to kick off straight away. And then what happens normally is they may jump in straight away and then, you know, it doesn't work out and then they just sort of give up. And they feel kind of, they feel kind of worthless as well, because they feel like they've done a whole load of videos. Yeah, they've done a whole load of video. They sort of given everything they had basically put out on the camera, and then sort of.
Something that I found too with women that it doesn't work for on OnlyFans is, first of all, women all the time will say to me, well, I don't want to show my face. And I say, then don't do an OnlyFans. And it has nothing to do with not showing your face. That's not actually the part, because there's a creator that I really like and she blurs her face. It's really weird, her stuff, because she puts her face in everything, but then blurs just the face out.
Wow.
So it's like kind of creepy, alien-y, but it works. Like, I get what she's doing and I like it. It's what she's comfortable with. But the only reason it works with her and not with others is because she's like owning. When you take your face out, it's because you're ashamed to be seen. As soon as you're ashamed to be seen, the fucking internet sees that. You know how they say the camera sees everything?
Yep.
Oh, it does.
Definitely.
If you feel ashamed, or if you're doing something because your boyfriend told you to do it, or because you think it's going to sell, but you don't feel good. This is why I don't really watch a lot of porn. Because like in porn, you know, you can see, like, I can see women wincing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know they're just doing it because it's their job, but they're not enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And like, why do I want to watch a woman get hurt? Like, that's not cute.
That's the sad thing. That's where sort of porn, mainstream porn, has gone now. That's the sort of market, seeing women hurt. But you mentioned a good point. Another warning for OnlyFans girls: your boyfriend telling you to do OnlyFans to make money.
Don't do anything ever with your body, period, that you don't want to do, period, point final en punto. Never, ever, ever do anything with your body you don't want to do. I don't give a shit if you're at an airport and they're telling you got to wear a mask again on a flight. You have fucking rights. They're international. No. And if you know what, it feels really good. It feels fucking good to say no and mean it. Oh, does it feel good? We're living in a society where our lines of what is acceptable are constantly being pushed and blurred in every way imaginable. You know, I use the mask example because it's a really big mainstream one, but also like everything, gender, sexual orientation, what is acceptable for women to wear, how women have to act, men too, like everybody is being pushed, right? But at the end of the day, never, ever do anything with your body. Never, period. And it feels good. Like once you take real ownership of your body, like really own it and go, this is what makes me feel sexy. This is how my orgasm looks, my real orgasm. A lot of the guys that come to me, like they say, oh my God, I love watching you orgasm, because I actually orgasm. And it's a lot of times not pretty. Like when I go to edit, I always like skip through the end. I'm like, well, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I don't like watching.
What is that like, watching some of your content back? Because I'm like, even when I do interviews, I hate watching myself back. I have to do it to get clips. But like, what is that like for someone like yourself that's doing these sort of creative
Well, I wear glasses. I wear glasses, so a lot of times when I'm shooting, I can see like my phone, but I can't see exactly stuff. Okay. So I need to watch it back to make sure that, like, I don't know, just little things like you can't see my kids' toys in the background, you know, like I sort of, it's more stuff like that. And then also like if I do anything that's like, I don't know, anal, like if I pull something out at the end that like nothing else comes out on it too, or like there's no shots of like scat, you know. Just that it's classy. I'm more looking to make sure everything is classy, that like nothing looks weird. I don't have a piece of toilet paper stuck to my butt hair.
Yeah, no, definitely, and that's quite a good thing as well, where women, like, it's a good thing to tell women, you know, and men, whoever's doing it, you know, if you are doing it, maybe try and enjoy your work more than maybe other people that like yourself.
It doesn't. Yeah, I tell women all the time, if like what really gets you off, like your secret sauce is like beating off in your have favorite jogging pants while, you know, playing video games and eating pizza. Like if that is like your masturbation schedule and that turns you on, honestly, throw a camera on and you will make money.
What would you say about pricing? Because I've noticed with you don't have to divulge your exact pricing, but you don't have to.
Well, my price is higher. My price is higher.
Yeah. So what would you say to other girls about pricing? Because a lot of girls think that when I see a lot of girls, I'm seeing $5. I'm seeing $5 a month. What would you say?
So I think you have to stop thinking about how much money you can make and instead think about what you are worth. Because if you get caught up in this game of how much you can make, you're always going to be chasing a dollar. And rich, you know, Jay-Z said this, you know, there's a difference between being rich and wealthy, right? Wealth is 360 degrees. It's not just money. If all you have is money, trust me, you'll have fucking shit. You have nothing, absolutely nothing. That is a very flimsy foundation because it can be taken away in a heartbeat, right? And we see markets crash all the time, and we are in a recession, and obviously we're heading for a really big crash, right? So money is not enough. You have to think about it in a broader perspective. What is your fucking pussy worth? What's it worth? What is your pussy worth? Is it worth $5? Is it worth the same as a Big Mac meal? What is your pussy worth? And really sit down. What is it worth? What do you like doing? You know, what would turn you on? What's hot to you? And I think if you keep the focus on yourself and try to just get rid of that noise, keep the focus on yourself, have a decent work ethic.
Yeah.
You got to work at something. I always say that I give something 6 months. So when I went into OnlyFans, I was like, you know what? I'll do it for 6 months and see what happens. In 6 months, I was making enough money that I was like, well, let's go the year and see what happens. I also kept putting a little goal for myself. So I wanted to see continuous growth. And then I also, sorry, my phone is giving me a warning. It's getting warm. Let me just take the case off.
That's all right.
Just on the cross. All right. Oh my God, did I lose you? Probably.
I can let me remove you and then bring you back in.
No, I'm here.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I see you.
Okay, there we are.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Sure. Sorry, I just had to take the case off my phone. So
no worries. No worries.
Having work ethic, like having little goals. So I wanted to see growth, and then each month I sort of looked into something. So, and I thought about everything. Like, okay, I'm going to join Instagram. Who's my client? Who's my guy? Right? My guy's older. My guy's more of like a boomer. You know, he's late Gen X, early boomer, or sorry, late boomer, early Gen X. So where's that guy? And at the time, TikTok came out, and I was like, he's not on TikTok. No. So I never opened a TikTok for that reason. And I'm glad I didn't now, because I really think that what's happened on TikTok, it's not okay for children to be looking at that. And I think they're going to shut it down. They're either going to shut it down, or they're going to make really harsh rules. And all these girls, talking about like whatever, come all over their legs and stuff, are going to be taken down.
Yeah, most of them are getting banned on a day-to-day basis now. It's just a normal thing now. So they're just
right. And so that's the thing, is that if you chase the dollar all the time, you're going to be chasing a lot. You're going to be building up these big networks and then having them taken away from you. Better to just go low and slow and steady. That I've just seen in my life that wins the race over and over and over, regardless of what you're doing. Just go slow and steady, build a solid foundation. That way, like, honestly, in the Patreon days, I got all those guys' emails.
Yeah.
I got 1,500 email addresses. So when I opened OnlyFans, I wrote to all of them.
Oh, really? Did you? You did that, did you?
Hell's fucking yes, I did.
Wow.
I wasn't going to let Patreon keep all that. I had a newsletter list from the beginning. Getting emails from people is killer. If OnlyFans goes down tomorrow, I mean, I haven't done it for OnlyFans because I think I've sort of decided that this is my last one.
Last venture, yeah?
Yeah. So, like, if this dies, which hopefully it doesn't anytime soon, if this dies, like, I'll just reassess. And that's also, like, I had my Reddit taken away. I had my Twitter taken away. And I just thought, well, is my guy on Twitter? I mean, I know you've opened one recently for me and it's done really well. And maybe things have changed on Twitter because of TikTok. But that's the thing. It's like, if I'm just relying on that all the time, then I'm always going to be chasing it. I think that any girl should start at $9.99. It's what I started at. It's a fair price. You also have wiggle room to give away. So you can do, 50% discount giveaways. I never do free trials. Never. I mean, I've never had a free page where you pay. Obviously, I would promote that, like where you pay per video. But I never do free trials. This is my vagina. It's not free. It's never free. Never, ever free.
Don't put it out for free, yeah?
I think going into it, like, with those things decided for yourself before you start, that really helps to protect you later down the road. Because, of course, I was in all these, like, Telegram groups with other girls and whatever, and they're like, oh, my free trial, guaranteed gains, free trial, blah, 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 blah.
One of the new...
Assistant.
Yeah, that's key, actually. I think that's key for some, because I've noticed your work ethic. That's probably better than, and I've modeled every girl that I work with now. I'm modeling your work ethic on that sort of, so where the clients are getting, quality, like they're getting 2 guaranteed videos, whatever it is. They're getting something. So
yeah, I mean, guaranteed videos. And then also, if you put everything, schedule it in the can. Like, I have a trip coming up that I just found out about that's kind of last minute for something with my daughter. Every girl is different, and I think a lot of times you attract what you are. So if you're just really specific on your page about, like, what you do and what you don't do, and just get real specific, then, I mean, the world is a big place. Men literally think of pussy 24 hours a day from the time they are 13 into the fucking grave.
But pussy
You
and
know?
feet. Pussy and feet, by the way. It's quite a new thing.
So it's like, that's what they're thinking of. So there's a market out there. There is a market. Don't worry. Just because you're not, like, just because you don't look like a, you know, tattoo Barbie or something like that, right? Doesn't mean there isn't a market out there for you.
So you would say, no matter what you look like, own yourself, own your look, and then niche it out there, and obviously make sure.
I know guys that love my C-section scar. Like, who would have thought? And if you do it right, it'll end up giving you more than money, because you also feel fucking good about yourself. It'll give you a lot of self-esteem. You'll feel really good. Some of these guys are really great guys. Like, I've had some good relationships on here. I mean, nothing beyond, I've never done any, like, gone on a date or anything, but like, I've had some really cool men. And I feel like I've kind of helped men in tough times, men who are having their first baby, their wife doesn't want them to touch them. It's been 6 months, they're fucking dying, you know? And I'm like, all right, you came to the right place. It's exactly like the safe way to do what you need to get done, because, you know, men have a biological need to be pursuing sex, you know? So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, if you do it right, it can be really fulfilling.
You know, in terms of like enjoying your work and stuff, you definitely enjoy your work. But the last thing, obviously probably the biggest problem that most OnlyFans girls are going to face is the judgment from family, from friends, from everyone else out there. Like, what would your advice be to sort of soften the blow, so to speak?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. You know, for me, like, I don't do porn, right? Like, I don't do porn. I'm only having sex with myself. So I don't do anything that I couldn't have my teenage daughter find on the internet, because obviously that's possible when she gets older, and we couldn't have a conversation about. So I think you do need to think about what happens when your cousin or your father or whoever sees your stuff, because it is out there and they will see it. They can see it, and they will, you know, like, just pretend that they're going to. I think that's the best way to do it, and figure out what you're, again, it's like, what are you comfortable with? Because if you're not comfortable having a conversation about sex, what the fuck are you having sex on the internet for? Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to be comfortable with what you're doing, and there's no rules anywhere. Like, guys ask me, like, OnlyFans at one point was much more like the anti-porn, and now I have men asking all the time, like, where's your boy girl videos? Like, what am I here for? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm always like, well, I'm not a porn star. It doesn't say that anywhere. And I'm like, you know, you can go to Pornhub, where there's plenty of professionals doing that. They're professionals, you know? They have lighting, they have production, they have all this stuff. I don't have any of that shit. It's just me on my own. Like, you're just coming in to see what my life is like behind closed doors. And if that floats your boat, you're welcome to stay. And if you're looking for something else, like, what are you doing in the vegan restaurant looking for a burger? Do you know what I mean? Like, go to the Burger Shack. It's right next door. Like, it's not hard. So I think if you are going to do porn, you need to be prepared to own that. There is nothing wrong with being a porn star. I would be totally happy to be friends with, if any of my friends decided they were going to get into porn, I would be like, you do what feels good for you, and just be safe, and always stay true to yourself, and only do what's good for your body, period. If you're happy, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of porn stars out there that are really, I've seen movies about porn stars where they've said, I love having sex. This is the perfect job for me. Great. Go for it. You know, why not? Right. And there is, I mean, we